The year 2020, a year etched in our memories, a year where the world shifted. The pandemic cast a long shadow. Small businesses, the heart of our communities, felt the chill, forced closures, uncertain futures. The very fabric of our neighborhood seemed to fray. This is the story of those businesses. This is the story of their struggle. And ultimately, this is a story about hope. Maria's Bakery, a fixture on Elm Street for 20 years, the smell of fresh bread used to waft out the door, warm, inviting, comforting. Maria, a beacon of warmth herself, knew every customer by name. She knew their orders, their families, their stories. But the pandemic brought a bitter recipe, dwindling customers, mounting bills, and impossible choices. Maria fought. She poured her heart into every loaf, every pastry. But the oven eventually went cold. Maria's Bakery closed its doors, leaving a void on Elm Street and in the hearts of its community.
Why did you leave?
Joe's Diner, a name that once echoed with laughter, conversation, and the clinking of coffee cups. A place where everyone knew your name, where the regulars had their favorite booths, and newcomers were welcomed with open arms. For decades, it was more than just a diner. It was a living scrapbook of the community's memories, a place where milestones were celebrated and everyday moments became special. It was a community center, a meeting place, a late-night refuge for those seeking solace or simply a good meal after a long day. From birthday parties to impromptu gatherings, Joe's Diner was the heart of the town. Joe, with his quick wit and warm smile, served comfort food and a listening ear. He knew everyone's story, and his presence was as comforting as the meals he prepared. His all-day breakfast brought people together. Pancakes, eggs, and bacon were more than just food. They were a reason to gather, to share, to connect. But the pandemic emptied the stools at the counter. The once bustling diner became eerily quiet, the hum of conversation replaced by an unsettling silence. The clatter of dishes and the murmur of conversation faded. The vibrant energy that once filled the air was gone, leaving a void that was felt deeply by all who cherished the diner. Joe, ever optimistic, tried takeout, delivery, anything to keep the grill going. He adapted, innovated, and did everything in his power to keep the spirit of the diner alive. But the fight was too hard. The challenges insurmountable. Despite his best efforts, the weight of the pandemic proved too much to bear. Joe's Diner went quiet, leaving a silence that resonated through the community. The closing of Joe's Diner was not just the end of a business, but the end of an era. It left a hole in the heart of the town, a reminder of the fragility of cherished places and the resilience of the people who loved them. Emily's Bookstore, a haven for bookworms, nestled in the heart of the community. It was more than just a place to buy books. It was a sanctuary for those who cherished the written word. Floor-to-ceiling shelves overflowing with stories, each book a portal to another world. The scent of paper and ink filled the air, inviting readers to lose themselves in the pages. Emily, a passionate bibliophile, curated her collection with care. She hosted book clubs, author readings, and children's story time. Her love for books was evident in every corner of the store, from the carefully selected titles to the cozy reading nooks. Her bookstore was a sanctuary for the written word, a place where imaginations could run wild. It was a refuge for those seeking solace in stories, a community hub where readers of all ages gathered to share their love of literature. Emily's Bookstore was a place where imaginations could run wild. Children would sit in rapt attention during story time, their eyes wide with wonder as Emily brought tales to life. Adults would lose themselves in the pages of a good book, finding escape from the hustle and bustle of daily life. But the pandemic forced readers to stay home. Online retailers loomed large, and the once bustling aisles of Emily's Bookstore grew quiet. The sense of community that had thrived within its walls began to wane. Emily, ever resourceful, started online book clubs, offered curbside pickup, and shared virtual story times. She adapted to the new normal, determined to keep her beloved bookstore alive. Her efforts brought a sense of continuity and connection to her loyal customers. She shared virtual story times, bringing the magic of books into the homes of her readers. Through a screen, she continued to inspire young minds and foster a love of reading. She fought to keep the pages turning, working tirelessly to adapt to the changing landscape. Her dedication was unwavering, and her passion for books shone through in every effort she made. But the story took a sad turn. Emily's Bookstore closed, unable to withstand the financial strain. The shelves that once held countless stories now stood empty, a stark reminder of what had been lost. Leaving a void on the street, the closure of Emily's bookstore was felt deeply by the community. It was more than just a business, it was a beloved institution, a place where memories were made and friendships were forged. And in the hearts of readers, the loss of Emily's bookstore left an indelible mark. It was a place where stories came to life, and its absence was a poignant reminder of the power of the written word and the community it can create. The final curtain call at Rachel's dance studio. Rachel's dance studio, a place where dreams took flight, where the echoes of laughter and the rhythm of dance steps filled the air. For generations, children and adults alike found joy and expression through dance. It was more than just a studio. It was a sanctuary where people of all ages came to find their voice through movement. Rachel, a gifted instructor, nurtured talent and instilled confidence. Her passion for dance was infectious, and her dedication to her students was unparalleled. She believed in the power of dance to transform lives. Her studio was a space of creativity, discipline, and pure passion. It was a place where students learned the importance of hard work, perseverance, and the joy of achieving their goals. The pandemic silenced the music. The once vibrant studio, filled with the sounds of tapping shoes and classical music, fell eerily quiet. The dance floor fell still. The mirrors that once reflected the grace and energy of dancers now stood as silent witnesses to an empty room. Rachel, ever resilient, moved classes online. She adapted quickly, transforming her living room into a virtual dance studio determined to keep the spirit of dance alive. She offered virtual workshops and kept the spirit of dance alive through computer screens. Students danced in their living rooms, kitchens, and bedrooms, finding solace in the familiar routines. But the absence of physical connection took its toll. The energy of a shared space, the camaraderie of fellow dancers, and the personal touch of an instructor were irreplaceable. The final curtain fell on Rachel's dance studio, leaving a void in the community and in the hearts of dancers. The studio may have closed its doors, but the memories, the lessons, and the love for dance that Rachel instilled in her students will live on forever. Empty storefronts, full hearts. These are just a few stories. Stories repeated in towns and cities across the country. Empty storefronts stand as silent reminders of the businesses lost. The pandemic's impact went beyond economics. It struck at the heart of our communities. It tested our spirit. But amidst the loss, a glimmer of hope emerged. A community's strength, a business's backbone. The human spirit is resilient. In the face of adversity, we adapt, we innovate, we support one another. Communities rallied around their local businesses. They ordered takeout, purchased gift cards, and amplified their voices on social media. They understood that these businesses were more than just places of commerce. They were the lifeblood of their neighborhoods. The importance of local. Local businesses are the cornerstones of our communities. They provide jobs, they foster connection, they give our neighborhoods their unique character. They are where we gather, where we celebrate, where we find solace. Supporting local businesses isn't just about economics, it's about preserving the soul of our communities. Remembering what we lost. As we move forward, it's important to remember the businesses we lost, to honor their legacy, to recognize the hard work, the dedication, and the passion that went into building those businesses. They were more than just shops and restaurants. They were dreams realized, risks taken, and communities served. Keeping the spirit alive. Let their stories serve as a reminder of the importance of community, a reminder to cherish and support the businesses that make our neighborhoods special. Let us keep their spirit alive by supporting the businesses that remain, by choosing local whenever we can, by being mindful consumers and compassionate citizens. Support the businesses that support your community. The next time you're thinking about where to grab a coffee, buy a book, or have dinner, remember the stories of Maria, Joe, Emily, and Rachel. Remember the businesses that didn't make it, and choose to support the ones that did. Because when we support local businesses, we're not just supporting an economy, we're supporting a community. We're supporting a way of life. We're keeping the heart of our neighborhoods beating strong.